Have you ever felt like the world is throwing everything it has at you? Like you're constantly being knocked down by challenges, setbacks, and things you just can't control? What if I told you there's a way to become undefeatable, not by avoiding problems, but by building a mindset so strong, so resilient, that nothing can truly break your spirit? This isn't a superpower. It's an ancient philosophy called Stoicism, and today we're going to explore how you can use its timeless wisdom to build a life of strength and inner peace. Let's start with the core of it all, the Stoic mindset. Imagine you have two circles. The first, a huge circle, contains everything that happens in the world: the weather, the economy, what other people think, what they do. The second, a much smaller circle inside the first, contains only the things you have direct control over: your thoughts, your judgments, your actions, and your responses. The Stoics teach us to focus all our energy on that small inner circle. Everything outside of it. It's not that it doesn't matter, but we must learn to accept it without letting it control our emotions. This simple shift in perspective is the first step towards becoming undefeatable. When you stop wasting energy on things you can't change, you free up an incredible amount of power to focus on what you can. So what is this philosophy really? Stoicism isn't about being emotionless or robotic. That's a common misconception. It's actually about understanding our emotions and not letting them rule us. The ancient Stoics, like the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, the playwright Seneca, and the former slave Epictetus, came from all walks of life. They weren't just thinkers. They were doers. They faced war, political intrigue, exile, and immense personal hardship. Their philosophy was forged in the fires of real-world challenges. At its heart, Stoicism is a practical guide to living a good life, a life of virtue, resilience, and tranquility, no matter what external circumstances you face. It teaches that virtue things like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control is the only true good. Everything else, whether it's health, wealth, or reputation, is considered an indifferent. It's nice to have, but it doesn't define your worth or your happiness. This brings us to the big question: how do you actually become undefeatable? The secret lies in a Stoic practice called the art of acquiescence, or amor fati, which means a love of one's fate. This doesn't mean you should be passive or give up. It means accepting reality exactly as it is, without complaint. When something bad happens, you lose a job, a relationship ends. You face a health issue, the typical reaction is to fight it, to say this shouldn't be happening. The Stoic response is different. It's to say, this is happening. Now, what's my next move? How can I respond to this with virtue? How can I use this situation to practice courage, patience, or wisdom? You become undefeatable not because bad things stop happening, but because you stop defining them as purely bad. You see them as opportunities. An obstacle in your path becomes the path itself. Every challenge becomes a training ground for your character. This is why Stoicism is one of the most powerful tools for self-improvement. It's not about quick fixes or life hacks. It's about a fundamental rewiring of your operating system. Key practice is premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This sounds grim, but it's incredibly empowering. Every morning, take a moment to think about the things that could go wrong in your day. You might get stuck in traffic, a colleague might be difficult, a project might fail. By visualizing these potential challenges in advance, you're not being negative, you're mentally preparing. You're robbing them of their power to shock and upset you. when they do happen, your reaction isn't panic. It's, I thought this might happen. I'm ready. This practice builds an incredible level of emotional resilience. You're not surprised by life's difficulties. You've already rehearsed your calm, rational response. Integrating this into a Stoic way of life means making these principles a daily habit. It's about how you start your day, how you interact with others, and how you reflect at night. Start with a morning meditation, focused on what you can control. Throughout the day, when you feel frustration, anger, or anxiety rising, pause and ask yourself, is this within my control? If it's not, practice letting it go. If it is, focus on the most virtuous action you can take. At the end of the day, review your actions. Where did you act in line with your values? Where did you let external events disturb you? This isn't about judging yourself harshly. It's about gentle, consistent self-correction. Seneca said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Every day is a new chance to practice and become a little bit stronger, a little bit wiser. Let's talk more about that emotional resilience. Stoicism teaches us to be a fortress, calm in the center of a storm. A powerful technique for this is what's called the view from above. When you're feeling overwhelmed by a personal problem, try to zoom out. Imagine yourself from the perspective of your ceiling, then your city, then from space. See how small your immediate problem looks in the grand scheme of the universe and the vastness of time? This isn't to diminish your feelings, but to put them in perspective. Most of the things we worry about are temporary, and in the grand sweep of history, insignificant. This mental exercise helps detach you from the intense, immediate emotion of a situation, allowing you to respond with more clarity and reason. It's about recognizing that while your feelings are valid, they are not always an accurate reflection of reality. Ultimately, Stoicism is a philosophy for strength. It's not about being tough in a brittle, macho way. It's about being strong in a flexible, resilient way, like bamboo that bends in the wind but doesn't break. This strength comes from within. It's the quiet confidence of knowing that while you can't control the world around you, you have absolute authority over your inner world. You're the master of your responses, the captain of your soul. When you truly internalize this, you become free. You're no longer a puppet pulled by the strings of fortune, praise, or criticism. You're an active agent navigating life with purpose and tranquility. You find strength not in avoiding pain, but in understanding that you have the capacity to endure it and grow from it. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the essence of Stoic strength. Every obstacle is a new opportunity to practice virtue and fortify your character. So, how do you start today? Pick one thing, just one. Maybe it's practicing the dichotomy of control. The next time you feel stressed, just ask yourself, is this in my control? If not, consciously practice letting the anxiety go. Or try the evening reflection. Before bed, just ask, what did I do well today? What could I do better tomorrow? You don't need to read every ancient text to begin. Stoicism is a lived philosophy. Start small, be consistent, and be patient with yourself. You're building an inner citadel brick by brick. Over time, you'll find that the winds of fortune still blow, but they no longer have the power to shake you. You'll be standing firm, calm, and ready. You will become undefeatable. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into Stoicism. Hope you found it as empowering as I do. If this resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on building a stronger, more meaningful life. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which Stoic idea did you find most powerful? Till next time, stay strong and focus on what you can control.